The whole steering is like a whole new thing.
Yeah.
It's like you never had this kind of like experience steering a car ever before.
What's up, everyone? We are running into Robin from Robin TV. What do you cover on your channel in Germany?
I cover electric cars and also have another channel about renewable energies.
Yep.
On my German channel, I have 2 channels. Since 8 years I'm doing that.
Yeah, crazy. So yeah, we got to meet literally 2 weeks ago out in Austria in Flachau, and 2 weeks later, they are in the US. So we're gonna get his first impressions and experiences with the Tesla Cybertruck. So we're gonna do this drive and hopefully just get his impressions, especially, you know, his take and his point of view from a Germany and European perspective on if we actually may see this on the road. So
yeah. I think a lot of people would love to have it also in Germany and Europe, but we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, we're gonna go get into the car and get your first experience doing it.
Oh, I would love to do that.
All right, let's go. All right, so what Teslas have you driven? For our followers who don't know, do you own one? Talk a little bit about this, and then tell us a little bit about what it's like to get into this car.
Yeah, actually, I had a Model S 5 years ago. That was a used Model S. I was driving one of the first Model 3s when they came out here in US. I just like flew here to US to rent one of the first Model 3s and show the people in Germany like the future of mobility and electric cars.
Yeah, that's right. I think Jan told me that from Tesla Fix.
Yeah. Actually, I did this video, and I think I influenced a lot of people in Germany in the German-speaking area, because a lot of people I meet say, like, because of your video, I bought a Tesla.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because I really said, like, this car will change the world, change mobility.
Wow. And fast forward 5-6 years later, right? Yeah. The Model Y's out. And next thing you know, it's the best-selling car in the world.
Not electric car.
Exact car.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, what is it like? You know, when you get into the car, you know, what are your first impressions? What do you see? What comes to mind?
Of course, the first thing is like it's minimalistic. It's like this big screen where a lot of interesting stuff is happening, and yeah, I think that's the thing. It's like it feels good. It feels spacious. You are not getting distracted by a lot of things blinking and buttons and stuff, you know. You feel like in other cars you have to read an instruction manual before you can do it, or you have to drive it for months to really get everything. But in a Tesla, you just go in, it's so intuitive, and then you see the screen, and you just start using the screen and all the features like on an iPad or like a tablet, like on a smartphone, and it's just like works.
Yeah, and what is your experience from like a Model S to Model X, like even stepping into this? Because this is, you know, it's somewhat similar, right? You have like no stalks here on the newest ones.
Yeah.
But obviously this is the biggest screen that they've ever had, and this vehicle is so much bigger. So
yeah, this is like something we are not used to in Germany and in Europe, because normally, you know, the best-selling car in Europe is like a Golf from Volkswagen or something like this. You know, it's like this more compact car that hopefully will also like come very soon from Tesla.
Yeah.
But in Germany, in Europe, we are not used to have this big trucks, like these big cars, because also, you know, we are more limited when it comes to the space. The streets are more narrow, the cities are a little bit crowded, so it's not something that is driving around a lot like all the pickup trucks and the big cars here in US. It's really a different situation. Well,
let's get into this driving and get your experience, because I think the Golf size, the equivalent of that, you know, it's the size of a Toyota Corolla. I mean, you can actually see one over there, but even smaller. And you know, European cities, at least the few that I've been to, are very compact. There's not a lot of room. And so bringing, you know, something like this, it's huge, right? So I would love to get, I mean, obviously not everyone lives in like the major cities, but of course, as you're driving and just, you know, I want to obviously get your experience of like what it's like to drive, you know, the most futuristic vehicle. But just how do you see this, you know, either being a complete dud, or as we call it in the US, like a complete flop in Europe, or if you actually think that this would actually do well?
Also to notice, I'm driving like a Tesla Model 3 Highland at the moment.
Okay,
so I'm really like I know what Tesla can do. And actually, I think this this is a car where really like people hate it or they love it. There's nothing in between. you just get and actually I get a lot of hate about the Cybertruck in my comments, where people say like, oh no, this is like this capitalistic super big cars that overcrowd our cities. And actually, as I first have seen it, I'm also honest, just on the pictures and the presentation, I was like, oh, this looks like a military truck that is Tesla now doing. Are they going now into the military? It's like, you know, I'm a pacifist. I'm not into that stuff. And I thought like, I don't want to see it around in Berlin. I'm, you know, from Berlin, and Berlin streets are like, it looks aggressive and everything. But to be honest now, as I've seen it in person, it's totally different. It's so strange. It's really so different if you see it in person than on pictures and photos, because if you compare it now here in the US to this other big bulky trucks, it looks sporty, it looks sleek, it looks like like a wildcat, like a cheetah. It reminds me more like a sporty car, like a Tesla Ferrari or something, Lamborghini or something like this, than a bulky, big, fat truck. And that's amazing. I never thought it's like this.
I mean, that's we get a lot of hateful comments, and those the thank you to the haters if you're even watching this video. Those hateful comments, whether they get likes, that ultimately drives the actual views. So but yeah, I mean, you know, that's ultimately why we're doing all of this stuff, right? It's about educating people. I mean, look, there's actually a VW Golf or GTI right there.
From my home.
Exactly. But, you know, it's about educating people, giving them options, letting them make the decision, and informing them as best as possible. So we're going to get Robin's, you know, one of his first experiences in the Cybertruck, and just, you know, again, get that European perspective. So let's flip this thing around. And
start.
Let's put our seatbelt on.
Okay. The mirrors are very big. But I have to say, I really love this, I would say, like, new era of Tesla. Like the new Model 3 Highland, the Cybertruck, the next Model Y Juniper, the next Compact. I think this is like really an era where Tesla is like on the same level as the premium car manufacturers that you know, I love. Like in Germany, we have like this big automotive industry, and it's like interesting to see how Tesla is like really overtook them. In everything, software of course, but also in build quality and all the innovations.
Exactly.
That's
which could actually impact whether or not the Cybertruck comes to Europe, right? Because in Europe there's a lot of regulations on pedestrian safety and how much a vehicle can impact them. Like there's a lot of ratings on that. And in the US, it's just you can build the safest vehicle, and there's no.
And you know, as a tech guy, I love innovations. And even if I would not buy maybe the Cybertruck for myself in Germany, I would love to see the innovations from the Cybertruck trickle down to the other Tesla cars, because I'm really interested like how it is with the steer-by-wire functionality. That's the feature. That's really something I think like a game changer for the experience of the car. But maybe let's just try it out.
Let's try it out. So
press the brake.
Put your foot on the brake and then swipe back. I mean, this is again very
that's what I used to, because I'm also like having no stalks and nothing in my Model 3 Highland. Oh, actually, I have to like change a little bit. I think the steering wheel. Oh, wow. This is also like the interface I know, but this is looking so cool. Okay, where do I change here? The steering?
Steering right there.
Just like a little bit more out. Actually, all of the other electric car manufacturers copied that kind of like setting up, like the steering wheel and also like the mirrors. They all do the same. Oh, sorry, I saved it on your account.
You're all good.
Okay, and and then I think we're good to go. You know, it's like I'm used to all this interface and stuff, so
because you already drive a Tesla, it's already
And actually, they should have like this. Ah, wow, this front camera.
Which is new for this. They don't have that. This is the first Tesla with
the cameras is so good. Okay, now like, you know, I just move the steering wheel a little bit, and it moves so fast. Wow.
Have you ever driven anything this big?
No.
In Europe?
No.
Yeah.
I never drove a pickup truck in my life.
Really?
Never. No.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Yeah, that's wild.
Wow, that's so cool.
So what's coming to mind, right? I mean,
Wow.
you're driving, you know, you have a Highland Model 3. You know, you're driving one of those around, and so you're driving already some of the latest stuff. But how is this different? I mean, you're obviously making a lot of
Wow,
happy faces.
You're sitting like so much higher. You're really like flying above the street, and yeah, the first feel of the steering wheel is amazing. It's just like you have such a big car, and you can, you know, it's like you move it around like with the 2 fingers, just a little bit left and right, and the whole car is moving around. That's just like amazing.
Yeah.
That you have like, you feel like you have the full control and everything. It feels like you're steering like a small, compact, very agile car.
Yeah.
But it's like a big truck.
Yep.
But it doesn't feel like it if you steer it, because you really feel like, wow.
Yeah. No, it's just
so
like
high.
because even when we're going to be making your first left turn up here.
Yeah.
But it's exactly like you said. It's so reactive by just literally a little turn there. And the whole thing is, and you don't get this type of feeling in these big trucks. Typically, you really got to pull it if you want to make that U-turn, as we call it in the U.S., or make that left. And so they, you know, that's by far
the whole steering is like a whole new thing.
Yeah.
It's like you never had this kind of like experience steering a car ever before. It's like unique.
So what, like, for you, like, right, you're from Europe, you're used to, yeah, it has the pull, doesn't it, too?
This is so much fun.
So, you know, what's going through your mind as far as, like, you know, the average European person? Like, you know, do you think that your experience driving this would convince more people to buy it? Or do you think it's just because it's too big, like, there's just no way that this would even come to the European market?
You know, in Europe, the pickup trucks are not the #1 category of cars.
Yes.
But there are a lot of people, like, you know, using bigger cars as a utility, you know, car. So, of course, you know, it could replace actually bigger trucks, maybe not pickup trucks, but bigger other trucks that are really used on a country, on a land side, more like in an area where the people are, you know, like more in the dirt, off-road, farming. I think
like, how big of a market is that? Like, do you think that there's actually a big population for that? Or is this probably, would you say the Cybertruck's more of a niche market?
I would say it's a niche.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be a niche market, but the Cybertruck is so cool. I think a lot of people would buy this truck that never would buy a pickup truck.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because I hear from a lot of people who really are into the Cybertruck and say like, oh, I would buy it immediately if it's like on the German market, but they would never use or buy a pickup truck.
Yeah.
So this is like, okay, it's like it can replace a pickup truck, but it's also a new category of car.
Yeah, let's make a write up here.
And maybe, you know, maybe pickup trucks are a niche in Europe, but maybe this car can embrace this niche because of this car. Maybe more, it's going more to the mainstream, like this truck category. It could be. It could be. It has big potential to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's so amazing. It's
really, I mean, a lot of people obviously live in the cities, but not everyone does.
Yeah.
So,
Sure. And for those people, and even in the city, I think it's also like, you know, it's like people also love it, especially in Germany, that people turn their heads when you drive a car, you know?
Yeah.
We love to like have cars and customize them, and
especially Germans too, right?
Yeah, they're like tuning and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people love it when they're like other people are like turning their heads and like, oh, look at this beautiful car. And I think the Cybertruck has a lot of potential, that it's a head turner.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh yeah, can I jump in? And everybody's like, yeah, cool, that's my car.
Yeah.
Like a little bit bragging and showing off.
For sure.
Is a big part of the German automotive culture.
Yeah. What, you know, so as you're experiencing this, so yeah, if you want to make a left or do
Actually,
yeah, make a U-turn.
we can do like a U-turn. Oh, oh, actually it's turning better than my Model 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than your Model 3?
Yeah, I think the turning radius should be better than in the Model 3.
So you can bring this up.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna bring.
Like let's.
Yeah, you can.
I'm pretty sure you can turn better than in any other Tesla.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this turning circle.
Yeah,
wow.
It's crazy.
And I think people who don't like parking should love this steer-by-wire technology, because you just like a little bit left and a little bit right, and then, wow.
Yeah. What do you think, like after you're experiencing this, like you also have obviously driven a lot of EVs in the European market. Yeah. If Tesla were to implement the steer-by-wire that you have here, maybe even the four-wheel steering in their cars, especially like something like the Model Y, how do you think, I mean, is anything even close to that if they were to do that?
No, I just actually know it from Mercedes, who has like this EQS and EQE electric platform, and they also, I think in the EQS, they have like this rear moving of the wheels, but that's a very expensive car. You have to pay like 200,000 or 150,000 for that, and that's like very expensive to get that kind of technology. So this is like democratizing. Is it a word?
Yeah.
like giving these nice innovations to people who can maybe also afford it,
Yeah.
Because just the rich people can afford this kind of technologies. And I just actually know this EQS from Mercedes, which can do it. But I don't know other electric cars. I'm not into cars, I'm just into electric cars. And no, I don't see these kind of technologies in this kind of price range category.
Yes.
Not at all. Not at all. It's they are far away.
Yeah. And
pricing.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I really hope, like, as we know, in very Tesla fashion, they will focus on, whatever will help mass produce and sell a bunch of these.
Yes.
Right?
I would love to have the steer-by-wire technology in every car, actually.
If
you have this one time, you feel like really, I think it feels strange to have like this normal steering wheel feeling. You want to have it all the time. So how is it on a highway? Is it like adapting on a highway so that it's not so sensitive?
Honestly, it's still pretty sensitive in on the highway, but not as much. I mean, like I have a new long range. Like I personally have a new long range Model X, and I feel like this drives better than that. It drives quieter, and it's partially probably because of the 22s that we have, and the wheels, so it's a little bit louder, and you feel everything. But in here, like I feel like this is, I personally feel like this is it's a total it's a luxury truck, luxury vehicle, and so I'm really excited that you're enjoying your experience, and
I love it actually. I would consider to buy the car if I would go like to more road trips, camping trips, and something like this, because actually when I was younger, me and my parents, we always went to like the camping, and we had like this camper in the back of the car.
Let's take a left here.
But I think it's like do I have to wait now, or
no, you go.
Okay. And I think it is very cool if I think about like doing like a tent or something on this base camp that is also available for the car, and like go on a camping trip, go with the family, like do road trips around Europe or something. That would be very cool.
From there's a huge market in the U.S. for like camping and stuff. How is Europe as far as camping?
Yeah, we love it.
We
love camping. Camping is a super big thing in Europe. So that's why I think for camping, for road trips, for exploring, everything, this car is, I think, amazing. You can also like put like it can also tow something, and a lot, I guess.
Well, in the U.S. we say 11,000 pounds. So I don't know. Make a right up here.
I think it's like around 3,000 tons or something. 3 tons or something in Germany. You can tow a lot with it.
From your standpoint too, one other thing, right, is we know that this truck has vehicle to vehicle charging. How many of the EVs are like that? So like, because when I think of from like a camping standpoint, this is a battery on wheels. Like you're literally bringing your home home battery with you and your charge ports. But how will this change like potentially camping or really just like with the vehicle to vehicle?
Actually, the funny thing is I did it before. I did last year. I did like a road trip with my family, with my 2-year-old child, my wife. We did like this camping trip from South Germany to Italy, to North Italy, with a Hyundai Ioniq 5.
Okay.
And a camper. Like one trailer. A trailer.
Yes.
At the back. And
cool.
It was very cool. But the problem is, you know, you had to like, if you want to charge, you have to get rid of the trailer and then put the trailer back on.
Yes.
Because there are no chargers in Europe, or not many, where you can charge with a trailer. And that's a little bit like, but yeah, it's amazing. And then I was like on a camping, and then you know, this Hyundai Ioniq 5 has this V2L, like vehicle to load, where you have like a normal outlet. Normal outlet, and I plugged in the trailer in the car. And the trailer was fully electric. You know, the lights, the whole like climate and everything, you know, all worked. Even like the cooker was electric. So and it all worked. And I calculated that you can live 1 week without any electricity just from the battery of the car.
Wow.
And this was, I think, like a 70 kilowatt hour battery. And here in the Cybertruck you have like 123. You can live like 2 weeks maybe. Just like you can use all your electronics, all your stuff, even like power the whole camper. And you don't need to go somewhere where there's electricity. You have your electricity. You have the biggest power bank always with you. That's the coolest thing. And the Cybertruck doesn't have only a normal outlet. It has like 11 kilowatt output. And that's so much. That's like a normal wall box for charging that we have in Germany. It's so much energy. It's so much power. Here. I think this is also technology, is whole power share technology that I want to see in all of the electric cars. And not many electric cars have it. Just like some have like this normal outlet. And actually in my comments, a lot of people demand this feature. And also this vehicle to grid technology, you know, that you can use the battery for flattening the curve of the grid, and then you get electricity for free from your supplier. And that's a technology a lot of people really want to have in Europe. But not many cars have it. And not like this big output like the Cybertruck has.
So we're gonna park this. So let's close up. Give us the verdict. What are your thoughts? You know, give us your thoughts on driving this versus you know, the latest model or latest Teslas. And then 2, do you think this is coming to Europe?
Actually, I think this will come to Europe. It's just like a question of like some regulations. People say like it has this sharp edges in the front that maybe is not complying with the regulations of the EU, of the European Union. But I heard that some people said it's actually, you just maybe have to change some things, and then it could be legally driven in Europe. It's a question if Tesla sees a market there, if they want to have it there, but I think a lot of people would love to have it there. And it would be the best for marketing for Tesla, because people are really turning their heads and asking, what is this? So from a marketing perspective, it would be the best to have the Cybertruck everywhere, because it's really good to help the brand get noticed everywhere. Actually, I'm like, there's like things where I think like, okay, it could be in Europe, but there are like other things about the Cybertruck I think like, I'm not sure, but I would love to see it. And I love the technology, I love to drive it. Actually, I thought I would never consider to buy a truck like this, but I got so I love it so much that I would love to have it, but I think people would kill me around my neighborhood and everything. They're like, okay, now he is insane. Tesla did such a great job. I love Tesla for being so bold to create a new vehicle that I think no other company in the world would ever do. And I love Elon, I love the whole Tesla team, so that they are like so bold that they say like, we do what everybody says we can't do, and that's why I also love Tesla, because they are changing everything. They are changing the whole automotive industry, and there's a big need to change the automotive industry. Yep. If we're just stuck on our European car manufacturers, we are always like in a last century. Last century. We never will go to the future.
Well, thank you, Robin, for your time. Thank you. Hopefully you enjoy your experience here in the U.S.
Thank you guys, for the opportunity.
Yeah, you guys are going to be getting the opportunity to ride around this for hopefully a couple days. But either way, thank you again. We'll put a link to Robin's channel in our description, but we really appreciate your time and all the stuff that you're even helping us do to really the world. You know, it takes people from all over the world to make this transition to a sustainable future happen.
Yeah. I spread the word everywhere. Will tell everybody.
Yeah.
I will do a great video about it and show all the people in Europe what is happening here. Also with the full self-driving. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
And I will record a lot of content, and I will spread the word, and hopefully all the other car manufacturers will follow that.
Yeah. Well, awesome.
And thank you so much for inviting us. And,
of
being
course.
so gentle, and it's amazing. Yeah. I'm very, very happy. And
definitely. Well, that's what the community is about.
Pleased.
And thank you again for your time, and thanks for the drive today.
Bye.